Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a good start to their week. It's almost over. Shout out to the Knicks playing right now. I'm not going to keep you guys for too long. We're going to get straight down to business today. It is another New York Giants war room. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. Obviously, if you saw the thumbnail, you saw the special guest says Big Blue Nation. That's not a real group. That's just a collection of Giants content creators. And hopefully everybody's having a good night. Let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the visual is good. I see some people already in the building. Make sure you hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Thank you very much. I see some people in the building. Shout out to OKC Donald in the building. I saw you got your win yesterday. Says MYG. Luz Ben says Cop Pizzle. Cop Pizzle was on the list. He might be a little too busy, though. We'll see what happens with Cop Pizzle. DeMarco Forbes says, yo, what's good, Dash? What's going on, DeMarco? How you feeling? Hopefully you're having a good start to your week. Sydney Angel in the building says Adebo and Holland hurt the week after they cut their pay. Makes me wonder. Slow down. You ain't got to worry about too many things. But without further ado, I'm going to start introducing these very special guests, very special content creators. Going to start off with my guy, Mr. Up and Coming, Mr. Who's Never Lying, sometimes defiant. TPWAY the Giant is in the building. What's going on, TPWAY? How you doing, man?
Let's go. I'm better. I'm better.
You're better now,
that.
Right? We're better.
A little better.
Nah, that's what it is, man. Listen, I told you yesterday in Sneaky G's show, I said, I've gotten over it. I see the bigger picture. 2025 is 2025. I see where the vision is going. And when you got a franchise quarterback, which I'm going to ask you guys a question, how we feel about it, we'll save that for a little bit later. Okay, but yeah, I'm feeling good. Second guy I want to add on, Mr. What, 1/3 of the New York Revival, a big Knicks fan. He's also a Mets fan, which, about the Mets. But shout out to my man Spiro from New York Revival in the building. What's going on, Spiro?
That's good, Dash. How you guys doing, man? I'm glad you have me here, man.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining the tour on a short notice. Everybody got the invite on short notice. It was like 2 days. I was like, you know what? I want to do something different. I want to get Giants content creators, in the building to talk about the Giants. We're almost at the halfway point of the season. So if we want to give out some, middle of the season or, half of the season grades, we can do that as well. All right. My next guest, very special guest. Me and this guy talk all the time on Twitter. We agree on a lot of things. We see things a lot of the same ways. Shout out to my man, the Joker, Sean the Joker from New York Giants Rush. What's going on, Sean? How we doing?
What's up? I'm doing well, Daz. Thanks for having me on. Excited about talking with these guys, talking Giants football. Passionate about it. Should be a fun night tonight, man. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I'm gonna do a quick roll call. See who else is in the building. I don't know what. I saw it as soon as I put up this thing yesterday. He said, "What you mean?" I don't know what. Maybe it's all the Big Blue Nation didn't know who the guests were going to be, but I'm gonna chalk it up to that. Where we go? Carmelo says, "What's up, Big Dash?" Darian Smith Williams says, "What up, big bro? Been following you for a while, but finally got a chance to jump in the chat. Appreciate the shout outs and a couple chats ago. That's the fact. Shout out to you. Balling on another level said, let's go. I wish I was balling on another level. Let me know what the secret is. Let me know what the secret is. Wayne. Name so nice you had to say it twice. He says, I F with you. Just sub. Now I appreciate the love and support. That's a fact. Oh, and also, like I said, I don't know if everybody else is streaming on their channel as well. I know my man TPWAY is also streaming from his channel. So if you're not already subscribed to my man TPWAY, make sure you go ahead and do that. I'm going to say the same thing for my man Spiro with New York Revival and also my man Sean with New York Giants Rush. Now, Sean, do you have your own separate channel as well? Or is it you do most of your work just on the show?
Just on Rush. Yeah, on YouTube, just on Rush, New York Giants Rush.
Had to check. Had to make sure. No, absolutely. Want to make sure, the people know. So I did my introduction and we're going to do this. We're going to get this out of the way too. A lot of people, again, they know you already. I'm going to start with my man, Sean. I just said where you were from, but go ahead and let the people know where they can find you, all your social medias and stuff like that.
Yeah. So on Twitter, it's Joker Sean 37. You can find me in there, mostly on there. And then, like I said, with NewYorkGiantsRush.com or New York Giants Rush on YouTube, those are the places to find me.
That's a fact. Thank you very much, my man Spiro from New York Revival.
Yes, sir. Yeah, again, Dash, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. I am 1/3 of New York Revival with Eli and Jeff. Both of them busy as hell, man. He's out there working. Jeff's out there with the kids. But I'm gonna hold it down for them. And yeah, follow us. We go live every Tuesday, and just happy to have all you guys, man. Dash has been on the show a lot of times, so glad to be on here with you, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you always for the love and support. That's what I like to do, man. Because even my man Joker, man, we got to get that together. Like we haven't got a chance to do it. We've been DMing and everything. We got to make that happen for sure. We got to make that shit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I do want to start off in the chat, just so you know. I will get to your questions. Go ahead and put them, in the comment section. I will star some of those. That way we can get to those. But we do have some questions in the schedule that we're going to try to keep. You know how I go. Sometimes I go 2 hours. And I just ramble. I'm trying to keep this one organized, right? So I'm gonna start off. My first question, right? I'm gonna start off with my man TP.
Okay.
In May, when that schedule dropped, and you saw the opponents and stuff, what was your prediction at that point for the New York Giants, as far as a record prediction?
I think I had us 9 to 10 wins, I believe. I was one of those ones, man, that said that we were gonna, be the dark horse. We was gonna be the sleeper team, and I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. I know it's about to sound like it, but when you look at these games, man, and how we lost them, I mean, it's hard to wear the hat of me being completely wrong. Like you could see the vision. You could see where I was going.
Wait. Mathematically, it's still possible to get to that now.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah. My man Sean.
Yeah.
When it was May and you saw that schedule,
yeah.
What was your prediction at that point?
Listen, I was not far off from TP over there. I had them at 8 or 9 wins. I thought they could be at, especially with those first two. I thought Washington and Dallas were winnable games for us. Philly was not one I thought we'd win, and look what we did. So we're, like you said, we're not too far off. We still could get there. And listen, I mean, realistically, with Jane Daniels being injured right now, we still got a shot at the division. I know it's wild. I know it's crazy, but we still got an outside shot. So I'm not throwing in the towel just yet. Call me crazy.
It's not crazy.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No towels being thrown in yet. This is not Rocky IV. It is not happening
right.
yet. Spiro, and you know what? I we're in the spaces a lot.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So I actually, I remember a little. I want to see if you remember what your prediction was back in May, as far as that tough schedule, the toughest schedule. Schedule in the league.
I had us like probably around I can't say for sure, but I probably was around 8 wins. If I might have been on the bright side of it that day. If I was on the bright side, I was at 9 wins. I thought Russ was going to do a little bit more. Thought I was going to go a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I saw Dart in the preseason, my expectations went through the roof. That changed everything. Yeah. So I was like, we can't get him in here quick enough at this point. But now this is a team I wanted to see, that I envisioned we were going to have fun losses. That's why I said make losing fun again. There's a lot. It's not that fun though when you lose like you did on Sunday, but we are competitive every week, man, and that's what I was looking for. I still think 7-8 wins. We could have been at 9 if we just won the Cowboys game or Broncos game. But give me that 8 wins, man. Let's finish strong.
No, that's a fact. And for me, it was I always do ranges. I had us in that 6 to 9 range. Yeah. And then we got the preseason, and I drank the Kool-Aid during preseason, but I only went up from 6 to 9 to 7 to 10 wins. Yeah. And then obviously you start the season the way you start the season, and I'm like, come on, come on.
Missed opportunities.
But then week 4, the change was made. Jackson Dart is starting. And like I said, I've said it many times. I apologize to Jackson Dart, because when we drafted him, I was like, well, all right then. Well, we ride with Jackson Dart. Listen, trust me. I got a tweet that went out there. 2 million people let me hear it when I said Shedeur Sanders. I was talking Shedeur Sanders like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple people in here as well that was right there with me. Guess what? Yeah, I know. Sean, you too. TP.
Hey, story's gotta be written. Story's still gotta be written on him.
Trust me. I'm still rooting for. I can care less about Cleveland. I am still rooting for the kid. Hopefully he does well.
Yeah.
And you know what? I really don't like. I really do hope he does well, because now I don't have to worry about it, because my quarterback's doing well as well. So it's a win-win situation for me if he actually ends up playing well, because I really do believe in his skill set. So. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying, which is all I really cared about. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as the New York Giants table is full, then I'm cool with that. So I'm with you. I'm like, Shador, I love to see you do good, all that good stuff, but I really could care less, because Dart looks like the guy. So I'm good now.
Yeah. Dart is looking spectacular right now. And Sean, I haven't got a chance to get your I know you're high on him as well, but I haven't, So, and this was one of my questions. I'm jumping around now. So since Dart has already been brought up.
Yeah.
My question for the room, I'll start with you, Sean. It's only been 4 games, but are you willing to already label him as the franchise or future franchise quarterback of the Giants?
I mean, early signs are showing that he looks like a franchise quarterback, and the team's rallying around him. They're feeding off his energy, Scottabow's energy as well. I mean, that drive in Denver should have been a game-winning drive, right? You like what you see. He had that interception. Yes, I know it was tough. He should never been in that position, but that's for another time to talk about that, right? But he recovers from that. He leads them on what should have been a game-winning drive. I love the energy. I love the passion, the fire. It's what, in my opinion, this team has been missing for a long time. It kind of reminds me of, and this is showing my age, but he's got a little Phil Simms in him with that fire and that passion, so I kind of like that. So he's got, from what I've seen, early signs, he has that it factor, that everybody talks about, and I see it in him. Hopefully he can still keep it going.
Well, I'm going to say this. Well, first off, there's 3 people right now that have gray in their beards. So, you know what I mean? So,
what are you talking about?
We got a young guy. We got a young guy in the building. We got a young guy in the building too. He ain't, but
stay for as long as you can.
There's another gray. There's another gray.
Right.
That's the goal to get gray. That's the goal.
Absolutely.
That's the fact. That's the fact. So, TP. Now, Jackson Dart, 4 games in. Are you already willing to call him the future franchise quarterback of the New York Giants?
For sure. I'm stamping it. I'm willing to jump in the car. I'm not willing to. I'm already in the car when it comes to Jackson Dart, man. It's funny that we, brought up Shador, because even in the offseason, there was the certain qualities that I was interested in Shador that I see in Jackson Dart, and Sean kind of talked on it. It was really like the grit that he has, the competitive nature that he has. That's what I want in my quarterback. I mean, at the end of the day, listen, I'm a Giant fan, so I come from that tree of having Eli Manning as my QB1. So I need that. The younger generation calls it the aura. I'm still calling it the swag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has it. And I think that's what New York football needs. That's what we need. And so I believe I've seen enough, and so I'm there. All
right, I love the answer, Spiro.
Yeah, man. For me, it was incredible. Again, watching him in preseason, his mental makeup right away, picking up things so quickly, looking calm in a pocket, like he's done it 100 times in the NFL. Like this was first game stuff. Check into that little Jordan play in the Bills game. Like that's when I was like, oh man, he's got it right away. Like I didn't see DJ check at the line barely at all, like when he was through 6 years, but like he seems so crisp. His pocket presence is probably the best I've seen as a Giants quarterback. Already it's crazy how he keeps his eyes downfield, subtle moves in the pocket the whole time, and when he has to take off, he will take off. And he hasn't really taken off on scrambles yet. That's like they're still in his holster. If he needs it, like there's been design runs, but he could do it all. And the thing is, his deep ball is still not even there yet. Like once he gets that footwork done for that, and he gets that down, because Josh Allen had the same thing happen to him. His rookie year, his deep ball wasn't there. Once you get the footwork down, that's gonna start hitting. Neighbors back with all this, give him some weapons to work with on the outside. I'm sold already, Dash. As you know already, if you heard me, I'm sold.
Now that's a fact, and as a New York fan, Spiro, let me know what the score of the game is right now. Since you got, I know you got
96-89, 9 minutes left, so we're okay. We're okay.
All right. I feel good about that. Yeah.
Yes,
For me, I'm just like TP, man. I can't not believe what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing already in 4 games, and I think it's more about who we played against and also who he's playing with that makes me feel like he's the guy, man. Because once you start adding, and it's crazy because we spent so many years with Daniel Jones saying, let's get him some weapons, let's get him off.
Yeah.
And when you and again, I'm not going to beat up on Daniel Jones or nothing like that. We're going to leave that to us. I'm glad he's having that success in Indianapolis. I want to keep it with Jackson Dart, but just you get Neighbors back next year. Who knows? Sky's the limit. Whatever we do in the draft, whatever we do in free agency, also, and it's another point a little bit later, whatever we do as far as coaching and GMing in 2026, I can't wait to see them build around this kid because it's not just the offense that feeds off him. The defense also feeds off him as well. And that's one of the early signs of being a leader of a team, not just a leader of the offense. And, it's funny, too. The Denver fans talking about we might snatch his chain. I said, yeah, no, I'm sorry.
They didn't get close enough to snatch his chain.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially Nick Bonito.
Especially Nick Bonito. Shout out to Andrew Thomas, man. So that kind of gives me a nice little segue, man. I'm going to talk about, again, Jackson Dart is Jackson Dart, so I'm going to remove him from an eligible answer to this question. Biggest surprise of the season for you guys. Positive surprise, I should say, for the season. I'm looking at faces to see who might have an answer already. Sean looks like he might have an answer already.
Yeah, I got an answer. So my biggest surprise is Brian Burns playing at a defensive player of the year level. He came out game 1 just playing with an energy and a fire that was just playing nasty, and I loved it. And he's continued doing it. He's playing injured. After the Denver game, he had the walking boot on as a precaution, right? And he's going to come out. He's going to play this Sunday. So leading the NFL in sacks with 9. He's topping a lot of other categories, which is great. That's the other thing that we've been missing is a guy who can dominate a game and come out and have that fire, playing hungry, as I like to say. So yeah, for me, biggest surprise, not that not that he's not a good player, but to come out and play at a potential defensive player of the year level, love it. Love to see it. Love Brian Burns and his energy and what he's bringing so far.
Yeah, my kid, my youngest, actually my oldest and my youngest, big Spider-Man fans. So when that Chargers game, when he hit the Spider-Man pose, my youngest went crazy. He went absolutely crazy. Now, the one thing I like about the Burns signing, when we first got him, you figure in Carolina he was known for getting pressures, but he was not. We saw that he can be that type of guy where he can, double-digit sacks and stuff like that. And now he already has 8 in 7 weeks. Well, actually in 6 weeks. No, 7 weeks. Yeah. So who knows? Who knows where he ends up now? I would love for him to beat Strahan's record as far as sacks on the season. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it's up to Shane Bowen, hopefully it happens. But I'm loving what I'm seeing. Yeah. We're gonna go there a little bit later. Yeah. I love that answer. I love what I'm seeing from Brian Burns. TP, who is your surprise, or what is your positive surprise for the Giants this year?
Yeah, I'm glad you said positive because as soon as you asked that, I start thinking negative. But
the negative's coming next. That's the next question. That's the next question.
The positive, I'm gonna say Wan'Dale Robinson for me, man.
Nice.
He was somebody that I didn't give up on. I was saying, with the right scheme and putting them in the right places, I believe that Wan'Dale Robinson could take that leap. But what I'm seeing from him now is a little bit more consistency than I've seen from him from ever before, really.
Okay.
He can't control the fact that he's as small as he is. He gets tossed like a rag doll out there, but he's holding on to the ball. For the most part, he's catching the ball and he's making big plays. So Wan'Dale Robinson, definitely giant salute to him, man. He's probably the biggest surprise.
I like that. Spiro.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple contenders for this, but I'm gonna go. I lean to defense. That's where my heart is, so I'm gonna go Cordell Flott, bro. Cordell Flott has been fantastic. Tay Banks is would have been an afterthought if Debo was playing, but now we're back to Tay Banks again. But Cordell Flott has been so impressive. His slow development. He's got a 50% completion percentage against right now. They're not even picking it. They're not even throwing his way anymore. They're throwing the other way. He's locked down that side. The competition is not a competition for CB2, and now we're talking about, do we sign him long term? How much is it going to cost long term now? So it's exciting to finally get somebody developed, a young guy, 3rd round pick. That we never hit on that. So him coming into his own and potentially get a second contract here, that's such a huge bonus. And shout out to him for his hard work, sticking with it. Could have folded, but love what he's doing out there, man. He's a huge part of this defense going forward, I think.
I like that answer. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go with the hog mollies, man. I'm going with the offensive line for sure.
Yeah, man.
And just
good.
And the funny thing about it is, like I remember, in 2023, people, I was like, take JMS at 25 and going crazy, and then it was like, well, what happened to JMS? What happened to him? I was calling him my son and everything, and then I started getting the jokes about JMS is yep. And then lo and behold, this year he held his own pretty well so far, man. And
yes,
looking what Illuminor is doing. Obviously Andrew Thomas coming back. We saw Marcus Bowe for a small sample size, so it looks like the future is bright whenever he actually gets into the starting lineup. But I can't complain coming from where the Giants have been to this year. And I always say this too when it comes to the offensive line. I say obviously the quarterback needs the offensive line, but good quarterback play also helps out the offensive line. And the way that Dart is moving around, and one thing that's a lot of people don't talk about, I haven't heard it a lot, like Jackson Dart has pretty good damn pocket awareness and presence.
Yeah. Yep.
Like outside of that one time where he missed the free blitzer, outside of that game, what was that, the Chargers game when he absolutely missed it? He's been pretty solid back there, man, and he's hard for people to get a hold on. So for me, that offensive line, though, man, has done a fantastic job for me so far, and it makes these Sundays coming up, win or lose, more exciting because I feel like we have competent football that we're watching. And that's one thing that at minimum, that's what we wanted, like watchable football. And we got that and more right now because we're scoring 30 points a game, fellas. Like,
that's wild.
Imagine that, right?
When's the last time we had a backup lineman come in and not miss a beat? Austin Schlottman coming in at center and against that vaunted Denver pass rush, right?
Yeah. Like, fantastic.
To your point.
The last time I seen a good backup come in and play that well probably was like Kevin Booth. Going back all the way in is Kevin Booth probably. And he ended up being a starter at some point in time too, man. All right. So obviously we talked about the positive. Now what has surprised you in a negative manner when it comes to the New York Giants? I'm going in reverse this time. Spiro.
Negative manner.
Surprise you.
Okay, yeah, I got an easy one. It just came to me. Nubin, I thought was going to take a jump, and I'm so disappointed that it hasn't happened yet, man. I don't know if he's being, I'd lie if I said I watched the All 22 and know what he's exactly told to do, what he's supposed to do. I don't know that aspect of it, but it just seems like he's not quite there yet. He's stepped back behind. He's not making he was a ball hawk at college. He was around the ball all the time. Just bad angles, not quite knowing where he is, and he seems kind of lost. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or what, but I expected a huge jump, and we're not even close to it, man. So that's been a disappointment for me.
Okay. All right. TP.
That's a good one.
Newman was mine. I got to think of something else now.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep the coaches out of it because I'm sure we're gonna jump into that, a little later on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm a kind of pick off of what I kind of see in the chat right here, man, and I'm gonna say, and I hate to say it, I honestly do, man, but I'm gonna say Dexter Lawrence, and the reason why is more have to do with how I view Dexter Lawrence and the expectation that I had. We talked about Brian Burns, and that's one of the things that is just frustrating about right now where we are at is when you have such a dominant performance from players, you want to capitalize off of it. Like Brian Burns is absolutely wrecking right now. And you want to capitalize off that and get some wins to complement his performance. Last year, We didn't do that with Dex. Dex was absolutely playing out of this world. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow, knowing that he's doing this and we still can't rack up the wins. And so, it is that thing where it's like, you do know and understand that you're not expecting him to have as much of a dominant season as last year, of course. But in the same degree, man, it's like you want him to be one of those guys, man, that's doing what we've seen him do oh so well, getting the sacks. And granted, I don't want to like word it like he's just looking awful out there, but again, I mean, he looks out of shape. He looked like he most definitely gained a lot of weight, and it's just not the Dex that I had the expectation for going into this season.
Nah, I appreciate that. You know what's crazy? I was going to pivot to Dex. So Newman gone. Dex
now.
Gone. Now I'm scrambling. Shout out to Sydney Angel with the $2 super chat. Says Dexter Lawrence 0 sacks. Pause. What is wrong? Sydney, we got you saying pause now too, Sydney. Come on. Come on. Nah, that's crazy. But now, Sean, what has surprised you in the negative manner?
Do you want to go before me in case you got to pivot a third time?
Let's go over 3.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
Okay.
The guest goes first. I'm gonna let you go, and then before you go though, Despain, I didn't read your super chat yet because that's going to be a part of the show a little bit later. One of the questions I'm going to ask about, the New York Giants moving forward. So we're going to get to that super chat in a second. But my man Sean.
Yeah. So first of all, is it a family-friendly show? Do I have to watch language, or are we good?
It's 9:30 on the East Coast. You are fine. You're fine.
So my guy is Banks. I thought with a competition, he would come in and take it like a man and be like, all right, man up. I'm going to try to beat him out. Right. Mm-hmm. I love Flott, high and Flott. I really thought Flott would be what he is right now. He's young too, which is great. He's 24, but Banks just folded like a cheap suit, and he's playing like ass, straight ass, and it's no surprise that when he came into that game, like when you look at the stats, Giants had something like 30 plus pressures, 4 sacks. He comes in the game like no pressures, no sack, like it was nothing. And the yards they gave up, 33 points, right? So, and the defense just went to shit when he came in the game. It's as if they're like, all right, we got to make sure Banks knows what he's doing, and I'm going to have to cover from Banks, and now I'm not able to do my own damn job because I'm worried about getting him lined up, make sure he knows what he needs to do, and I'm worried he's not going to know what he's needing to do. So you just see it. So him. Yeah, I don't want to see, and unfortunately, if Debo's out, I think we might see him more again this Sunday, and I'm worried because that effort on like the last pass of the game, like, yes, I know he was close to the receiver, but he made zero effort because Flott had the same pass early in the game, and you see how more aggressive he was. He knocked the ball out, right? Yeah. Like, and he just, I can't have that. Like, I don't want him seeing the field at all. So, yeah, Deontay Banks is my guy.
And also, when you look at Flott is just so frail looking. Like so frail.
I know.
And you got
he battles.
You got Banks. Banks look like they sculpted the ultimate cornerback. When you see Banks, that's what I want a cornerback to look like. But you see it, and I try to defend him as far as he's a press man corner. Play him that way, but still, he's
Carl's
just
out in the streets calling for him now too. Carl's questioned his effort when you see Carl Banks saying that.
A lot.
Yes, exactly.
I do want to say this. I do want to say this about Flott too, because one thing that I seen that I absolutely loved was it seemed like the confidence last game was just it was there. I don't know if I've seen him with a chain before, but it stuck out to me this game. Like he had the chain going. You could see him talking to the Broncos sideline. I'm like, yo. Yeah, this is the Flott right here that I love to see. So I'm with you on that one. Flott is
I love that energy from Flott, man. For me, it's just like that's the example of somebody. They drafted him young too. He was 20 when they drafted him. Right. But for like I put him in the same boat as like Micah McFadden. You saw somebody that got better year after year after year. And Mike McFadden, again, he was thrown right in there. He ended up being a starter year 2, and it was that. Cordell Flott has been waiting for his turn, patiently waiting, and he took advantage of his opportunity. You see him now. Now, I wish he would still go to a couple Jersey diners and put on a little more weight.
Yeah.
But I just think it's genetics. It got to be just genetics for him. No. So I'm gonna go because I thought about somebody else that surprised me in a negative. I spent most of the summer going against what people were telling me when it comes to this wide receiver. I said, if this guy gets the targets, he can be 1,000-yard wide. If you give him 70, 75 targets, he can have 1,000 yards. And when Malik Neighbors went down and it was time for Mr. Darius Slayton to step up, to my man what Sean said, he folded. Yeah. The man folded. Now, he got a chance to redeem himself. I believe he practiced today. Yeah. Most likely he'll be playing this weekend. If you can help us beat the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm going to applaud you. But that was something that I said, man, like, that's the time. That's your chance. We needed you. We needed you. And not only did you get the targets, you fumbled them. Or, you dropped them. And I'm just like, man, because I really do believe, like, okay, I'm not going to say I'm totally off now because I do think that when he comes back, I think he was in his head that game too after that first, after that first drop. But I'm like, man, I need you to step up now because to my man that had the super chat here, we're going to be looking at some wide receivers next year in the draft for sure. And we're trying to find Neighbors a sidekick. So I'm gonna go a little bit out of order from what I have on my piece of paper here. What are the New York Giants missing right now? What are they missing? I'll say this and I'll ask you guys this question too before we get into that. I no longer believe that the New York Giants are going to try to trade for a big name wide receiver. Right. So I don't think any help is in that wide receiver room as far as big names is happening this year. I'll keep my fingers crossed for that. But what are the New York Giants missing right now? I'll start with Spiro this time.
What are they missing? To me, and again, I lean defense all the time. This defense is so close, man. It's so close to being special. And I think a dynamic linebacker in the middle there that could just be Fred Warner type of guy, just all over the field, can play against the pass, and can make stops in the run game. Like I think that takes this defense to the next level, this front seven to the next level. I think we need that quarterback there. Bobby O is just, I don't know what happened to him since the Wink year. I don't know what happened, but his play has completely fallen off. He's a cut candidate for next year now, in my opinion. And, Massa, God bless him, he's doing well, but, he's just a limited player. He's just going to be limited. And I like McFadden, but, he's your run stopper, which we do need, but you just need that middle linebacker that's just going to fly over the field and change this defense. I think that's the last piece they need for that middle of that defense. And the sky's the limit next year along with the defensive coordinator, mind you. But, I think that's the main piece on the defensive side for sure.
All right, before I go to TPWAY, I do want to acknowledge the super chat from DJ is a Terminator. Yes, you did. He says, all you sucker MCs told y'all I'll be back. I can't even argue with you. I got to give you your flowers. Yeah. I got to give you your flowers. Shout out to you. Thank you for the love and support. TP.
I'm gonna say a kicker just real fast, quick. I don't even need to explain. Y'all know that. I'm gonna just throw that one out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Outside of that one, I really was disappointed that we didn't draft a receiver this offseason. And there was a couple of guys late in the draft that I felt like we could have went out to go get. Again, I don't know why I keep the Shador keep popping up in my head, but when I thought Shador was a sure thing, I was also thinking about Jimmy Horn Jr.
Okay.
And I thought that was somebody that you could get late in the draft. But again, I like Malik Neighbors at 1. I like Darius Slayton at 2. I'm not mad at that. But after that, you have Wando Robinson in the slot. Not to discredit that. But after that, I would have liked something that was just a little more comforting because it just doesn't seem like it's working with Jalen Hyatt.
Okay.
I'm afraid that he might be one of those guys where he goes somewhere else and we're going to see the best of him, unfortunately, but it's just not working here. And so with that, I would like just another wide receiver that we can rely on.
Nah, that's a fact. Nah, I feel the same way. I've done like mock drafts already. I probably got 150 mock drafts done already. I took some screenshots. I've been trading back, moving around. It's a lot of good wide receivers coming out in this draft. Well, if a lot of these guys declare, if none of these, I think a lot of them are going to come out. But yeah, it's definitely, you'll have your pick of the litter. This guy that Despain is talking about, he says, should we draft a wide receiver like Jordan Tyson, for example? I believe drafting a top-ranked wide receiver along with Neighbors when he comes back will absolutely cook. Now, Jordan Tyson is definitely a prize to get next year. Unfortunately, we might not be drafting high enough to get him. High enough to get him. And maybe, I don't know, because I can see him going top 5, and I'm hoping. Yeah. I'm hoping we don't end up with a top 5 pick, man. I mean, please.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's pretty deep though. It's pretty deep at wide receiver.
Yeah, it's a couple of them. You got the kid from Ohio State as well.
Tate.
Yep. So he's another one. But Sean, what are the New York Giants missing?
So I'm gonna give a player. Secondly, first thing, kind of what we've just been talking about. I think we need a wide receiver coach because our wide receivers have not developed. So yes, I agree with TP. We do need a wide receiver, but I think we need a new wide receiver coach because I haven't seen anything that has said our receivers gotten better every year that we've had Mike Groh as our wide receiver coach. I don't like to put coaches on the spot a lot, but when it's due, right? Like, I haven't seen much, but my other thing is what we need is, and I know a lot of people, I saw some people saying in chat too, but I don't think we need a CB2 because I think Flott and Adebo are going to be our good corners, but we do need a backup corner. We need that. We need somebody because obviously, as I mentioned, Banks is not it. So we need somebody, if somebody gets hurt, we have a backup corner that can come in and do that. So to me, that's a big pressing need.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yeah. Now
Now we can draft a depth though. Like now we can start thinking about depth. Like we don't have to fill as many holes, which is good. You can go BPA all the time.
Yeah, BPA is fantastic. Like last year, I used to get in arguments with people. They said, "Oh, draft best player available." I said, "That's like a luxury."
Yeah,
drafting BPA is a luxury in my opinion. Like if you're the Chiefs, you can draft BPA. If you're one of those, you can draft BPA. We saw the Eagles draft cornerbacks back to back in 2024. Come on. So I'm going to piggyback off you guys as well, man, because TP brought up the kicker. Absolutely. And I kept wide receiver as the main focus, but it's and then Spiro with the linebackers. Yep. Absolutely. And then like you said, cornerback depth, those are all good choices. So I'm gonna piggyback off you guys, man, and say the same thing. Wide receivers, definitely need. I definitely think we need to address wide receiver either in the first round or the second round, depending on who's available. Because I can see right now in the first 2 rounds, you probably get 6 to 7 wide receivers taken. You probably get 4 in the first. And actually, depending on how this college season shapes up, it's some kids. It's some kids that can play out there, man. And especially if you're looking for a wide receiver 2, not necessarily a wide receiver 1. Tyson's a wide receiver 1. When I see Cornell Tate, I don't necessarily see a wide receiver 1, but I see him as a very good wide receiver 2. So Mekhi Lemon might be one of those guys from USC where he can turn into a possible wide receiver 1. But definitely wide receiver needs to be addressed. Cornerback needs to be addressed, and I'll say this too, man, because I don't know if we're going to bring back Belton or not. We might need another safety too, and it's crazy because it seems like we draft a lot of safeties. But when I'm looking at this secondary right now, I think the secondary, and to your point of having that side-to-side linebacker, that's what we need to improve this defense. Funny enough, when I go to the offensive side, the first thing I think about is outside of the wide receivers, offensive line help, like more offensive line help.
Get you a guard. Get you a big guard.
Get you another one. And if we end up signing or re-signing Jermaine Illuminor, maybe Marcus Bowe is that guard. Maybe he's the guy you move inside, man. I don't think we'll be able to keep him on the bench for too much longer, especially after this season. Guy like Van Roten is older. How do we feel? And now I'll go around the room really quickly. How do we feel about Runyon? Is Runyon not replaceable, or are you looking for his replacement as well? I know we have another. He signed a 3-year deal, so we got him for 1 more year after this. So, yeah. So that's there's still some holes on this team.
Yeah.
But despite that, still a lot of confidence within the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You can replace just to run real quick. You save $9 million and you can replace his level of play. I think, in my opinion, for that money, it could be better used elsewhere. Absolutely. And draft his replacement, or spend it on a little bit lesser of a player. I think you replace.
Well, the same thing with Bobby Okereke. You save about $6 or $9 million with him too. I don't know those exact numbers. I know it's between that range. And if you're able to hit on a side-to-side guy, that kid from Ohio State, Reese, is good. You got the kid from Texas. You got the Anthony? Not Anthony Hamilton? That's the singer. What's his name?
Anthony Hill Jr. from Texas.
Anthony Hill. Yeah, I'm over here bugging. Yeah, Anthony Hamilton, right? But no, man. But it's more exciting now too because, and Sean, you notice we spend a lot of time watching a lot of college ball, man. And for some reason, since we got the quarterback, I'm having fun watching college football because I'm not sitting here being just overanalyzing things and looking for a quarterback. And I'm enjoying
nice.
College football. Exactly right. It's nice.
It's real nice just to watch it, enjoy it, and see other players stand out, and not have to analyze what quarterback's good, what they're not good. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing again to enjoy college football again because I love college football. So
let me ask y'all real quick because I don't know the guy's name. The Tennessee wide receiver. I think he's like number 17. Y'all know who that is? Yeah, tall guy. Yeah.
Tall
guy.
Brazil, right?
Brazil, yeah.
I think that's
Chris
it.
Brazil.
I think we should stay away from Tennessee wide receivers for a little bit. Just saying. Just saying. They don't have a great route tree down there. It's a simplistic route tree in Tennessee. So that doesn't always transfer to the I mean, you think about it, Jalen Hyatt put 5 TDs against Alabama, right? He's a Blitnikoff award winner, and he can't run great routes. Like, he's gotten better. I have seen improvement in his route running, but from a coaching perspective, they're not utilized. Get the ball in his hands. He's fast. Right? You saw him run some out routes. He got open. He made the catch. Get him on jet sweeps. Like, utilize what you do have in him. Don't just run him on deep routes because he's struggling with those right now because he's trying to initiate contact, get a DPI, whatever it is. Just get the ball in his hands. Let him utilize his speed, whatever that is. But I mean, there's some guys. We're talking about linebackers. I agree with the linebackers. And there's a couple of guys, was it Texas A&M, that have some good middle linebackers. Either one, Mississippi State, I think, has a good linebacker.
LSU got 2 good ones. What's his name? Whit Weeks. I like Whit Weeks a lot. And then the guy, he got injury issues. Perkins is pretty good linebacker too at LSU.
Yeah. So there's some good ones there for sure.
Yeah.
You just don't know what they value. Like, that's the thing. Like, when you look at, if Shane's doing what Buffalo did, they don't value a wide receiver too, right? They didn't even really value wide receivers in Buffalo until they got Stephon Diggs, right? And then Cole Beasley so Wan'Dale Robinson's our Cole Beasley. So how much do they value a wide receiver to? We don't know because it doesn't seem like they do. You'd think they value linebackers because Buffalo had a couple good linebackers, but we really haven't seen them invest other than Bobby Okereke, right? McFadden was a later round pick. So do we have an idea what they really value? I don't know that we can say it, right?
They draft over guys too. They give up on guys quick. And for that, I'm going to bring this up. A lot of people thought that Daniel Bellinger was expendable in the summer. And I'm so glad we were able to keep him and not save $3 million because he's looking like he's worth the money. He's another guy that's on a contract year. So when you think about it, man, as much as I like Theo Johnson, I always thought that Daniel Bellinger was a better tight end, especially like right now. Now, Theo Johnson can end up being better, but Daniel Bellinger pretty much catches everything you throw at him. And
it never made sense why he was benched. It never made sense why he was like. I was like, what did he do to get this demotion? And I don't know what he did to earn the trust back or something, but he's back in the rotation, and I love it. That 12 personnel for us right now is the best personnel we have. And them two, Theo and Bellinger, they're doing great.
It's the bread and butter, and that's a good segue because you said, "What are we doing?" Like 12 personnel is good, but so look, you see the comment from Tabby Gonzalez says, you think we got to get rid of Dabes. All right. So we got to that part of the show right before we get to the preview of the Eagles game. And I like it too because we're coming up on that hour. That means we don't have to talk too much about the Eagles. Not too much. Not too much.
You're right.
Except for belt the ass on Sunday.
Oh, that's cool.
But Dabes, man, is and I see Luann. Luann is a big Brian Dable supporter. She wants Brian Dable to be extended. So shout out to Luann. She is loyal to Brian Dable. So I'm gonna ask the panel, right? Let's be honest. If you want to give him a little bit of time, you can. If you feel like how do you guys feel about Dabes? Do we have to get rid of Dabes? Does he need a little bit more time with Jackson Dart? Does Jackson Dart need Brian Dable? So I'm gonna just ask this question, Sean. I'm gonna start with you. I see TP. I see your face. And we had this conversation yesterday on Sneaky G show, so I kind of know where you're going, TP. So I'm gonna save you for last. Sparrow, I saw what you guys were talking about yesterday too. So I haven't seen Sean's opinion on this yet, so I'm gonna ask Sean first.
Yeah.
So just give me an overall. Brian Dable, New York Giants, go.
Well, here's the thing. After the Denver game, I was like, fire everyone. Like that was my initial reaction. Like fire everyone, because our head coach, our offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator lost us that game. Those three guys lost us the game in Denver, right? For a number of reasons that I won't get into right now. So I have a couple thoughts with Brian Dable. Number one, he's got that offense putting up a lot of points that we haven't put up in many years, right? So there's looking at that. I've been a supporter of Dable. I thought he's a great offensive mind. I thought he's a great play caller. I didn't like the fact that he wasn't calling plays again this year. That bothered me. It still bothers me to an extent. What bothers me is that the clock management was just awful. Like that's where if you're not going to call plays and you're the CEO of the team now, right? You got to pay attention. He left a timeout in his back pocket. He could have used it when Brian Burns was offsides instead of getting that offsides. He could have used it he could have used it any other time before that too, but you had it for that for sure. So that bothers me. What bothers me is mismanaging the end of the game, not getting in Kafka's ear and be like, run the ball here. Let's run out the clock. Instead, he thought it was a good play call. He defended it in the press conference, right? Allowing that defense to not have Dexter Lawrence or Abdul Carter on the field. You got to see that. You call the timeout there and be like, get those guys on the field, right? Allowing a 3-man rush and saying it's okay, let's drop 8 and rush 3. To me, that falls on him. So this is the first time where I've soured on Brian Daboll because it's now front and center of, okay, you didn't learn from the Dallas game. You didn't make an adjustment from the Dallas game to make sure this didn't happen again. And the third thing that I'm going to say is why I'm souring on him is between him and Joe Shane, the roster game day management is mind-boggling to me. The fact that you have Jude McNatami out there in this position to miss 3 extra points when you could have had, I mean, how bad is Young Ho, right? Like how bad is that Young Ho? Like, let's be realistic that he can't beat out Jude. I mean, and then you're making decisions on who's there, who's not there. And like, so I don't know. My answer is this, Dash, is I'm not sure. I need to let the rest of the season play out before I make a definitive decision of what I want done with Daboll. But you can't overlook the fact that offense is throwing out a lot of points right now.
Okay. Let me ask you this before I go to Spiro.
Yeah.
What about Shane Bowen?
Gone. He should have been fired after the Denver game. And listen, I've been one of his biggest defenders out there, right? But after Sunday, and again, I need to know for sure if it was him or Daboll that orchestrated that 3-man rush. But right now, I need him gone because he's not utilizing. If you can't get Tibbs, Carter, Burns, and Lawrence on the field at the same time 80% of the time, then you got to go. You got to go.
It's absolutely criminal just to know that Dexter Lawrence and Abdul Carter were on the sideline watching that play and not being.
And that's not the. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but that's not the first time this season that's happened. I was live at the Washington game, and I saw in key moments, key drives in that Washington game where they were not on the field. I'm like, what are we doing? And he continues to do it. So they're worried about rotations. It's the end of the game. You got to win the game.
Yeah, go win that game. Now that's a fact. You brought up a point though too, man, because I remember when they called that offsides on Brian Burns.
Yeah.
And before I realized it was Brian Burns and I thought about his foot and all that, I was heated. Like, Brian Burns, what are you doing? Not getting back down. I said, wait a minute. The man just limped off the field. Why did? And we're sitting on this timeout. Why are we sitting on this timeout? And like I said, Brian Dable, at the end of the games, that's where a lot of because I think the scheme was good. How we went in there, the 12 personnel, we executed. The defense, how we started the game, we executed. Some injuries happened on the defensive side, but you have to make those adjustments. You know the strength of the personnel. So when guys are coming in here that normally are not the starters, you got to make those type of adjustments, to fit what's going on the squad. But for me, I'm right there with you when it comes to Shane Bowen. He could have been going a couple games ago. A couple games ago. Spiro, going back to Dable. Just Dable now. Dable.
Listen, I've been one of Dable's big time supporters. I said he just needs his quarterback. Just needs his quarterback and he'll be fine. Now he's got his quarterback, and I think he's a little too wrapped up in his quarterback. I think he's got his blinders on, and he's all about Jackson Dart, which is good. I just wish he was our offensive coordinator in that sense. I feel like he's the details that he nailed. I feel like year one have completely gone out the window. Like the little things, and again, as Sean said, he should have been. He yelled at Bowen after the game was over, like why'd you go soft prevent? But like, you're the head coach, step in and say you're not going prevent. You're not putting the 8 men back, and you're doing this. This is the final call of the game. Like, you step in there. Like, it just feels like he's more of an offensive coordinator / QB coach than he is head coach right now, and that's disappointing for me. The penalties early in the season, the kicking game, the whole, there's so many decisions that I'm like mind-bogglingly angry about. And as Sean said too, I'm giving him the rest of the season because let's see, ultimately if Dart keeps growing and progressing at the end of the year to where he's still progressing at the end of the year, then that's a huge, huge plus, and it maybe adds a little something to it. But I'm gonna wait and see right now, man. Wait and see, and I would be better than that, but here we are.
Yeah, man. For me, it's like, as a Giants fan, you're in the car, right? You're riding with everybody that's with the squad. But I'm saying Shane Bowen, all I got to do is hit the latch in the car. He can fall.
That's easy.
He can fall right out the back.
Can I ask you real quick? Shane Bowen.
Quick.
Are they waiting to scapegoating at the end of the season? Like, he's the shield, right? Like, they don't want to get rid of the shield too early because then it's all on them, for the rest of the way. So maybe they're just waiting as long as they can to save him for later on. They can blame it all on Shane Bowen.
I'm going to agree 1,000% with you because at the end of the year, at the end of the season, John Mara was complaining about that defense. They didn't make a move. I'm assuming they thought about it. They said that, well, you know what? There's always Shane Bowen. We could throw him right under the bus.
Yes.
And guess what? But they'll be right for me and for, we already know it's a little bit deeper than that. It's because do you get your because they got 5-year contracts, they might get them. Joe Shane's for sure right now because of Jackson Dart, even though he's not responsible for Jackson Dart. And you're looking at Abdul Carter and you're looking how Brian Burns and how that trade looks now. Joe Shane most likely is the safe one. I should say the safest out of those guys. But yeah, Brian Dable's probably looking at Shane Bowen like any point in time when it gets a little bit. I'm dropping that grenade for sure. TP.
Thank you.
I know, but we're going to repeat.
I don't know how much longer I could have stayed quiet.
For the people that did not see Sneaky,
he was dying over there.
Too, man. Because I already know. TP, you got the floor, man.
Man.
Brian Dable. Let me know.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start here. In my household, I am known as the head of my household. I'm the man of this house. I'm the head of this house, which also means anything that happens in my house, I am responsible for. I'm not just responsible for my son. I'm just not responsible for my daughter. I'm just not responsible for my wife. I am responsible for everything that happens in my home. With that being said, the head coach, he is responsible for everything that happens under his leadership. If he was the offensive coordinator, if he was the quarterback coach, Coach Dable, you are all right with me. But he is the head coach, and he is failing at that. He is failing at being the leader of men, and I don't know how much longer I could see the head coach use all of these excuses. You know, we talk about Shane Bowen being the shield, but at one point it was Wink, and it was all of these other factors. I've been ran out of excuses for him. I just needed results. And when I look at these games, especially this season, because there is nothing roster-wise that can excuse us being a 2-win team.
Mm-hmm.
The games that we lost because we failed in the coaching department. Outside of the Saints, I'll say the Saints was a lot of player doing, but I just really don't. I don't believe that this man is capable of taking us to that next level. And the last point that I'm gonna make is mighty interesting that we say, okay, Coach Dable, he needs his quarterback, and he got us our quarterback in Jackson Dart. And we credit him for that, and we say, good job, Coach Dable, because he was the one, he made it clear that he is the one that said, that is my quarterback. Okay, cool. But we all seen in 4K also on Hard Knocks, where he was the one running in saying, hey, Joe, we need to get Shane Bowen. So if we're going to have that same train of thought when he gets the quarterback, we also have to have that train of thought when he is wearing the jacket saying we need Coach Shane Bowen. So I'll keep it cool.
Yeah,
almost, but I'm gonna keep it cool. I'll just keep it there. Absolutely not.
You're
I'm
speaking
just
facts, bro.
Yeah.
And listen, it is what it is. I'm gonna get to some of these comments, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. We're gonna briefly talk about Philadelphia. Shout out to my man LRP in the building. It says 3 years and no kickers, 3 years of game losing decisions. There it is. My man H-Town, what's going on? H-Town says Bowen couldn't coach players or Nate the play calling for players to punch themselves out of a wet paper bag. Sheesh. LRP also says he left Hudson out there to gain an assault charge. Listen, yeah, man, it's crazy too, because now Hudson can't even get a jersey, and he's still got a lot of money on the books, man. So when we look at Brian Dable, we also got to look at that front office too. Like there's some signings that Joe Schoen has done, and the lucky thing for Joe Schoen is he doesn't have to go out in front of the media every week like Brian Dable has, because there's a lot of questions that people have for Joe Schoen with some of these decisions that he's making. I did see somebody mention, how good is Ray McLeod? That he's an extra body wide receiver that he can give you some special teams help. He can also, get a couple plays as far as in the slot. So he's not a needle mover. In my opinion, maybe you guys think something different of Ray McLeod, but he's better than what we've had as far as depth behind these guys. I don't know if he plays. Again, they signed him to the practice squad and not the 53. Does he get brought up? I don't think so. Not right away, unless something's going on with Gunner and you need a returner. But that's my idea on Ray McLeod. Anybody want to say anything about Ray before we go to the next
if I can real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
A couple things. So he was in Buffalo. Buffalo drafted him when both Shane and Dable were there. Last year, he had 65 receptions for almost 700 yards. So he can produce. He's got good speed. Yes, he's a kick returner. So if he knows that offense, he could come up and he could be a nice surprise. But here's the thing. He's an actual NFL wide receiver that we don't have, right? Like coming in. And listen, no disrespect to the other guys. Because I think Lil Jordan should get some more play too. But I wouldn't be surprised if actually, Ray comes in and does a little something that none of us expect him to do, because he did produce last year. I'm surprised Atlanta cut him. So I'm curious to see what caused that.
Yeah, I did see that last year. This year he didn't have much targets. I think he only has like maybe 8 targets on the season. Is what I
Yeah.
saw. I did see that he almost had 700 yards last year. Here, my thing is this. When I see Ray, he reminds me so much of what, or the skill set of what Wan'Dale Robinson does. It's like, how do you get him on the field is my question. But to your point, he is a proven NFL wide receiver. Not saying he's one of those guys, but he's definitely a guy that has done some work in the NFL. Anybody else want to say
that? Yeah, it could be that kick returner that, like, I like him on kick returns. Punt returns, I know Gunner's been solid, but this guy I think gives you a little bit more. He could break one,
A little more wiggle. He got a little more wiggle.
Like Gunner has been very solid catching the ball. I always have faith in him, but maybe McLeod could break one. He like Sean said, this guy's caught passes in the NFL, and that's more that could be said about Bo Collins. I don't know what Bo Collins could be, but he's not that yet. We need somebody else that can catch passes. Especially if somebody else gets hurt, you don't want to be down to Bo Collins again as your only option. So. You need another body, and he'll be a part of this offense in the next week or two for sure. I think so.
Yeah, I saw this comment from TD Mighty. He says, well, I want to see Juice Wells. He already has Dart's trust and rhythm from college. TP, did you want to talk about Ray or anything? I'm talk about this game real quick.
I'm not too familiar with his game, but I will say, I mean, hey, look, at the end of the day, we could use some guys who've been on the field, man. And look, at the end. Like we are not the team to be too picky about wide receivers. So if this guy can come and produce, then who am I to say nay to? So
yeah. Now listen, if he helps, perfect. That's how I feel. If we can get him on the field, now I will say this: if they can get Ray in a week and then scheme him up some plays, I'm gonna be happy, but I'm going to be pissed off as well, because if you can scheme something up for Ray, you should be able to scheme something up for Jalen Hyatt. But it is what it is.
I thought he was going to give us more, too. He had a couple catches there. It's like, okay, maybe this is a start. And then he just went back to zero again.
That one pass.
Tough defense, though.
That one pass, yeah, it is. But he had, like, I saw a lot of people say, he was jogging. He had Patrick Surtain beat.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just the way he runs. It looks like he's jogging. Trust me. You saw Patrick. It
was an overthrow.
He wasn't jogging. His stride is the smoothest strides I've ever seen Jalen Hyatt, to the point where it looks like he's not even trying. But trust me, I saw how fast Patrick Surtain trailed him, and we're talking about one of the best cornerbacks in the league. And he listen, there's some talent there. We got to find a way to tap into it. Mm-hmm. And as far as Dart goes, TPWAY, I know you was talking about it yesterday.
Yes.
We got to keep that same energy for Dart. If he's doing the underthrow or overthrow, I understand he's a rookie. To my man TP said, I understand he's a rookie, but we got to keep that same energy. We got to be honest. When it's an overthrow, we got to know. When it's an underthrow, we got to know. All right, so we got to this point. Oh, go ahead, TP.
No, I was just saying that's it. I know a lot of, there's guys on this team that Giant fans do not want you to criticize, talk about in any shape, form, or way. And I was just one of those guys that says, listen, I'm rocking with Jackson Dart like the next Giant fan. Like y'all heard me say I'm in the car. I believe he's the guy. But one thing about me is I don't care if it's Malik Neighbors. I don't care if it's Dexter Lawrence. I don't care if it's Jackson Dart. Nobody is above criticism.
Yep.
And that Bronco game, I don't think it was all so pretty with Jackson Dart. And I'm not saying he deserves to be crucified, but he deserves to talk about that last portion of the game, man. He missed some receivers. He threw what could have been some interceptions. We talking about Jalen Hyatt. Listen, to be honest with you, Jalen Hyatt had a route in the Saints game where he was open down the field. It could have been a touchdown. And we have the Bronco game. They overthrew him there. So it's so easy to criticize Jalen Hyatt, and I get it. A lot of y'all are on Jalen Hyatt's head, but the way I see it, and I looked at the film before I opened my mouth, I see my man TD in there getting on me, but I mean, Dart deserves some criticism as well. That's it.
Absolutely. And if I can say one thing too, I'm sorry, so the other thing with that, it's a slugger route. So what I like to see from High there is he set up Surtain to make him bite like he was going slower, running the slant, and then he took off, which is nice. So that's why people thought he was running slow on that. But that's development on his end now, seeing that. And yeah, Dart's got the footwork. He's going to overthrow guys. We got Hall of Fame quarterbacks that make overthrows and underthrows. It's okay to say he overthrew his wide receiver or he underthrew. He's a rookie, so his footwork, that was what he needed to work on coming out of college, and we're seeing it now. But we're also seeing some other great things that he's doing as well. To your point, TP, I'm the same way. Fair is fair. Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart, whoever it is, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong, and that's what needs to be said at this point. We can't just crucify guys because they're bad most of the time and just blame them for everything when they're not at fault, in my opinion. So great point.
Yeah, I remember last year, TP Malik Neighbors when he dropped. I think it was a Commanders game, right?
Commanders,
yeah, he had some drops.
He was going off. If he just would have caught the ball, the game's over. I remember. I remember.
Right?
I remember. Nah, that's the fact, though. We talking ball, man. That's the fact. You expect your playmakers to make plays at the end of the day. And Mark Thompson said it as well, like footwork, things he needs to clean up now. And that's not a knock. Again, we already knew that coming out of college, that there's some things, mechanics that he needed to clean up. And we see it with the underthrows and the short throws. When they go back and they break down the throws, you see his feet are not quite set or he's not quite getting everything into him. That's something that comes with time. And if you have the right coaching, I don't know, Shea Tierney, where you at? Clean that up. Clean that up, Shea. Yeah. All right, finally, we're at the Philly game, right? We're not going to go breaking down too much stuff. Obviously, we know who's on that squad. People that were there, that were not there last time we played them, like Jalen Carter, who will be there this time around. I don't know if Nolan Smith is back, though. I haven't seen that. I do know the cornerback, Mitchell, is back as well. So going into Philly at the link this time, I'm going to start with you, TP. What kind of chances do the New York Giants have in Philadelphia?
I will say, man, I didn't give us much chance the first game, so I don't know if I'm, the guy to really listen to on this. But I will say, this one I believe is going to be different. Not from the standpoint because I'm the one who always says I don't really care who we go against. I care about how we approach the game. I care about how we, come stepping when we play whoever it is. And we have shown that we really can beat anybody. Like, we've shown that. We're capable of beating anybody. But in the same breath and time, man, for one, this is a divisional game. We already know about that. This is also a Philly team that got punched in their mouth. And, now blood is there. And so, of course, it's a little more personal this go around, and we could expect for them to approach that game as such. Also, if we're just being honest, if we're being real with ourselves, there were opportunities that was missed last game on the Philly side of things that I am not necessarily banking on for them to miss, especially with us hurting in the secondary. AJ Brown is a real issue, and I just think that is something, man, that has my interest, and so my confidence level, especially after the Bronco game, it's not there. But again, I say all of that to say, I said this the first game about not having a confidence level, and I was completely wrong. So, hey.
All right. I take that. Before I go to Spirit, I do want to get to the super chat. Shout out to Coach Ward. $5 super chat says, Dable not going anywhere unless the bottom falls out or until Dart fully has training wheels off next season. And Dable is still effing up at that point. That's a lot of leeway. That's a lot more leash. We talking about going in the next season and still allowing him to mess up. We'll see what happens, though, because you know what? I don't know how to feel when it comes to Dable being here or not. I got to see it through too. And again, if we still win 7-8 games, Dable's most likely still going to be here. Coach Ward also with the $2 super chat says off-season training with QB coach will help Dart. I think so as well. And maybe, and even if he goes, a lot of players go out there and get private coaching too. There's going to be, a lot of people take that initiative. So he has some avenues where he can go and get better for sure. And but again, we're not bashing him. We like what we're seeing, but we also expect more from him. So we want to see that. Spiro, Philadelphia.
Man,
what are your thoughts, man?
I'm so torn on this game, man, because again, we were half a quarter close to being like world beaters and thinking we had a shot at the division, and I might have thought a little bit differently about this game. But Philly still hasn't had their good game yet. I keep waiting for them to have their dominant game and look like old Philly, and that just hasn't happened yet, man. They're not blocking offensively in the run game like they did last year. They're not getting after the passer because they don't really have pass rushers. They brought in Brandon Graham again. They had to get him out of retirement, bring his old ass back. But so they're gonna be pissed over last game, which has me worried. Then AJ Brown on Banks had me worried, but then he had a hamstring injury, so I don't know how much he's gonna dominate. Cam Jurgens is gonna miss this game. Maybe Dex show up. Maybe Dex have your big game. Keep us in it. So I'm all over the map on this. I think at the end of the day, we have a QB1 now that I feel confident in every game. I know it's still early, but I have confidence that he's going to do everything he can to keep us in that game. And I felt like that with Eli, even at the end of his rookie year. I feel like that with Dart, and I think it's to be close. And I had us at 23-20 loss, but if it's close like that, put me in that scenario, and whatever happens in Philly on the road for your first start. Go get him, Dart. Come on.
I like that. And hey, guess what? We got a kicker. Well, hopefully we got a kicker this week. Hopefully we got two. There you go. Right? Get two of them,
dude. Yeah.
Sean, Philly week. Yeah. What you got for me, man?
So a couple of things. I'm gonna start with the defense. Number one, if Debo's not playing, Banks worries me if he's going to get a lot of snaps for two reasons. One, like I said earlier, he's ass. Number two is because I feel like Bowen gets even more conservative with Banks in there because he doesn't trust him to be aggressive with that. My other key is that I think Landon Dickerson's back this week, which he wasn't in the last one for Philly, but I need Dex over nose more. He's not playing nose enough, and I need him to dominate their center because Jason Kelsey's not there, hasn't been there, and Dex, that was the only center in the league that could stop Dexter Lawrence. So I need Bowen to stop putting Dex at the 3 technique and put him back at the nose tackle and dominate the way he was. Offensively, it's going to come down to the game plan that Dable and Kafka come up with, but the play calling of Kafka. If he can come out and do what he did the last game and have a better feel for the game and utilize the talent that's there and what Philly's given him, then good. But again, if Debo's not out, I don't feel confident because I don't think that if we got to rely on Deontay Banks to play a whole game, it could be rough.
And Hollywood says, what about a Debo stat? Right now, he did not practice. It does not look good as far as some of the moves that they're making on the outside. They're signing cornerbacks and stuff like that. So that's an indication for me that he might not be available. So that's where I'm at. We won't get the official. I guess Friday probably. That's when it comes out. Pretty much Friday.
Friday.
I believe JMS is trending in the right direction, is what I saw reports for today. He did not practice today, but he's trending in the right direction. He has until Friday, to get out of that concussion protocol. So we'll see what happens with those guys. So for me, again, everybody knows if I hate anything, it's Philadelphia. I hate everything about Philadelphia. I don't even like the cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. Right?
No,
I don't like nothing about it. But I do think that Philly definitely, if they didn't know last time, this time they definitely want some get back. I think they were sleeping on the New York Giants, sleeping on Dart. And I love how their defensive coordinator, gave some kudos to Dart too as well, saying how, he's a good guy. And then all the teams that needed a quarterback that passed on him are going to regret it. So that was dope to see that because Vic Fangio has been around for a long time. And he's one of the top DCs that's in the league right now too. So I did appreciate that. But, when they make comments like that, they're absolutely preparing for Jackson Dart. And, it's only been 1 week, but even more tape on Jackson Dart.
Yep.
And and again, that's the, I guess that's what makes it so, good or something I look forward to, because again, I'm past the part of just wins and losses for the season. I want to see the development of Jackson Dart. I also want to see the development of these other players too. So, I'm kind of watching it like it's more calm. I'm not tense. Obviously, I want to win, but I'm looking for other things, just not W's at the end of the day. So, but I do think that the New York Giants have a chance to pull this off. I do think the Philly is going to be more prepared. I think they're going to go some of those plays that they missed last time, whether it was overthrows or mistakes by Jalen Hurts. I think those concepts still might work against the Giants because of the secondary. We got to clean things up, and the communication has to be better on the back half. To my man Sean's point, though, got to see Dex over the center. Got to see him at nose more. Cam Jurgens is on the injured list. I don't know if he's going to actually be playing this week. So to get Landerson Dickinson back, he's limping in. He got a bad back, bad ankle, bad. They put him together. They putting them back together. So I'm sitting here like, you got to get your best pass rushers on the field, and you got to get after Jalen Hurts, because the secondary is going to need all the help that they can get. Do you guys think we go zone instead of, like, we've been playing a lot of man? You can think we go zone with these guys, or you think we try our luck with some more man coverage?
I think we go off man. Minnesota played a lot of press man, and they got beat a lot. So I think we'll go more of an off man type that we've been doing. Yeah, we've been playing man, but it hasn't been a lot of press man. So I think we'll probably get a little more zone in there, but I think it'll be off man and put pressure on them.
Okay. And I think one person that they're probably going to try to target, they're going to try to look for some matchups where they get Drew Phillips in coverage down the field, because he's still a liability past like 15 yards. Man, I love what he's doing. He's sniffing out screens. He's sticking his head in there, Pauls, in the run game and all that, and run defense. But we saw
you might have to be a safety, man.
You get 15, 20 yards downfield.
Yeah,
Drew look a little suspect back there, but man, shout out to him, because I actually like the way that he plays. Very physical. He brings a certain amount of energy too as well. He's just flying all over the place. I love that.
Yeah,
but you got to work on that craft a little bit more. So, quick predictions. I know you said 2023, Spiro. I'm gonna go to UTP. Yeah. What's your score prediction?
I am going to go 30 New York Football Giants. 21 Philadelphia Eagles.
Another 30 burger, huh? We dropping another 30?
Why not?
I'll take it. Sean, what's your prediction?
Well, here's the thing. So since I'm the Joker, I don't always follow the rules. Since they are playing Philly, I'm going to go a little old school here for a movie reference. And my prediction is going to be pain.
There you go.
For who?
Now,
that's the next one.
That's which one? I don't know who's going to feel pain. It's going to be Philly, or it's going to be us as Giants fans, but there's going to be pain felt one way or the other. So little Clubber Lang, little Rocky, Philadelphia ode right there, going with that prediction. So yeah, that's my prediction. Pain one way or the other.
I love it. I'll be brief, man. I got the New York Giants winning this game. I like a 27-21 type game, or somebody misses something, or some field goals get involved or something like that. But I like that both teams probably score in the 20s, and the New York Giants come out of the link with the victory. And guess what? I get to get the broom out the closet and sweep the Philadelphia Eagles. And man, let me tell you something. That's bragging rights for a whole year for me.
Yes.
If we bring out the broom for Philadelphia. No matter how the New York Giants season ends, if we sweep these Philadelphia Eagles, because that's the only team we got a chance of sweeping right now is the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'll take that, man. I'll take that. But 27-23 is what I have. New York Giants win, and it's not a traditional score, but I just it is what it is for me. All right, so we're gonna wrap this thing up. They had a couple comments, and then we're gonna get out of here. John Davis says blubbering Lang. Clubber Lang. The autocorrect got you. The autocorrect got you. Got me too. Clubber Lang. Luann says Scatterboo running. We didn't even talk about Scatterboo once today, fellas. Yeah, we didn't even get the Scatterboo. It's tragic, but we already know who Scatterboo is.
He's fantastic too. He was fantastic. Yeah. He had that 18-yard run, man, that he just pulled it out of nowhere. and the vision and his little wiggle to him, and just the screen.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting to see him break like a 40-yarder where he gets up the sideline. I want to see what his full speed is, because I don't know how fast he is, but he looks like he's quick enough. Like even when he in that screen pass. No, not the screen pass, when he got to the edge on that one play. He got to the edge and he was able to get I want to see him break something like how Tyrone Tracy did in that game.
But it's funny you say that, because I'm waiting to see a little bit of what we seen in that bowl game with him catching the ball down the field. Just one of those
nice wheel route.
Maybe Will routes going up the sideline, him and the linebacker. I'm waiting to see that.
Yes.
No, listen. I want the broom. I want the broom for the Eagles. I saw a lot of people joking. I want it. Well, no, I don't want to start it up, because I'll go for another hour if I start bringing up Denver again.
I'm worried about the emotions. And I'm not worried. I want to see how Dart handles his emotions in a hostile environment in Philly.
Oh man,
because one of the things that you can see about him, he gets hyped up, right? But as a quarterback, you also got to maintain the cool, right? Because you're the boss. So like, he's checked every box so far. That's another box that he checks for me. If he goes into Philly and you put on a performance, whether you win or lose, that's whatever. As long as he does his part and beat Fangio for a second time now, because Fangio's got the tape, like you said. Now he's going to adjust. If you go in there and beat him again, that's huge marks for me.
And you know what I think of Dart, like young Anakin Skywalker, like we say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has not quite gotten to the dark side yet.
Yes.
Because I think he got a lot of he's not quite Baker Mayfield, and he's not quite Phillip Rivers. But all it takes is a couple more wins. He might have that because I used to love Phillip Rivers, the way he used to trash talk.
Yes.
And then I like Baker Mayfield as well with that. And I think, like, I really think we got one of those type of quarterbacks where he can talk that trash, but he can also back it up. I wish he had an arm as strong as Baker Mayfield, because Baker Mayfield's arm is still stronger than that. Baker Mayfield can chuck it. But I think we got one, though. I think we got one. I think his style and his aura, as we say, or his swag, fits New York City. And the Giants haven't seen anything like this. The Jets had Broadway Joe, but we got, young Anakin Skywalker. So I can't wait for this game, man. I think we're going to win. I can't wait for game day.
I moved on.
That's it. So we're going to close. Go ahead.
My fault. One last thing. Speaking of not just this game, but one of the things, man, that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm still there. I haven't checked out on this. Is these divisional games that we have left, right? So yes, we have Philly next, but I also want to finish off strong with Dallas, and if we could split with them and the Commanders, I will honestly say that I could feel a lot better
about
things.
I want the sign and cheat for that, for sure. For sure.
Yep. And I want Carter to have his Darth Vader moment against Philly. That's what I want.
You know what's crazy about that too, and I didn't talk about it earlier. Like, how we're waiting for that Dexter Lawrence game too, for Dex to beat the Dexter. I'm still waiting for that from Abdul Carter too, and I think it's close to getting there. We're close to getting there.
It's close,
but why not Philly? That's where he's from. Why not?
That's
why not do it then? Yeah, no, absolutely. So so we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get to you guys' closing thoughts. I'm gonna start with my man Spiro. I didn't check the score. I'm assuming the Knicks won.
Knicks won. They won by 8. Big first game of season win.
I gotta check my parlay now too.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I had a money line. I don't know why I took them, but I'll take that dub. Yeah, man. Listen, fun hanging with you guys. Catch us 8:30 every Tuesday night. We do a Monday show around the football league. Do a pick'em show on Friday. So we're all over the place. Spotify, Apple, the whole 9, YouTube. But catch us at New York Revival, and I'm at Mr. Glass F4, man. Awesome being with you guys, though, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Spiro, man. You have a good night, man. All right, TP.
Yes, sir.
Let the people. Well, let me get your closing thoughts and let the people know where they can find you.
First, man, thanks for hitting me up and allowing me to come up here and, of course, do what I love to do, talk New York Giant football, man. And I always love when I meet New York Giant content creators, man, who do the same. Different perspectives, same perspectives. I love it all. That's what I like to listen to, man. But y'all could find me at TPWAY the Giant on YouTube. Go ahead, man. Visit over there. Like some videos while you at it. And don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, look. Philly is on my mind, man. Philly is on my mind. And if we could go ahead and get that W.
Yeah, man.
I'm definitely feeling good about bringing that broom out. So, again, New York Giants salute. And yeah, man, I'll holler at y'all soon, man. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely, man. Thank you for joining the show. Again, you know we vibing all the time, man.
Yes,
you have
sir.
a good night. And then also, man, Fee-Fi-Fo-FUMM. Let the people know, man.
Man, of course, man. It is only right.
Fee-Fi-Fo-FUMM.
Fee-Fi-Fo-FUMM, man. Go get your Fee-Fi-Fo-FUMM tees as well.
There you go. There you go. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Later. All right, my man Sean. Let the people know where they can find you. And again, listen, love the vibe, man. We gotta do it again. We gotta do it again for sure, man. I appreciate you for joining. Let the people know where they can find you. Any closing thoughts, man?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. And yeah, anytime. I'll come back on again. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I love talking football. I'm passionate about it. Played it, coached it, lived it for over 45 years. So yeah, anytime I can talk Giants football or football, I love it. So me personally, you can find me again at Twitter, Joker Sean 37. New York Giants Rush is NewYorkGiantsRush.com is the website. YouTube, New York Giants Rush. Subscribe over there. And then on Twitter, it's New York Giants Rush as well. We got a lot of great interviews you can see, current, former players, legends that we've interviewed, media guys. So check us out, hit that subscribe. And we're live every Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So again, Dash, thanks for having me on, man. It was a blast.
No, I appreciate you for joining, man. You have a good night, man.
All right, later.
All right, later. All right, go ahead and get this fixed up. All right. Shout out to my man Tudo with the $4.99 super chat. Says salutes and respects to Big Dash, TP, Shawnee, and Spiro, and all diehard Giant fans across the pond. Greetings from the entire team in Italy. Cheers, lads. Appreciate the love and support, Tudo, man. Best of luck to you and the squad over there and the rest of the season. And also, man, how you been? How you doing? How's the weather over there? You always ask me how the weather is out here, man. How's the weather over there? How's the weather over there? Tuto getting a lot of love. We're going to close this thing out. Again, please, if you're not subscribed to those fantastic Giants content creators, make sure you go ahead and do that. I dropped the ball. I should have been able to drop some of these links in the chat and make it easier for you guys to find them. But again, drop the ball on that. Couple more comments. Ant10 says, great content, my guy, and I appreciate that. My man, H-Town, what's going on, H-Town? He says, Tudo, health and wealth to you and the fam. It's embarrassing at this point to continuously watch the self-inflicted damage game after game. Something has to give. Someone has to lead by example. Now, that's a fact. That's absolutely a fact. My man Quake Up says, hit that like button. That's for sure. Ant says, hit the thumbs up outside the live chat. Please do that because, again, you guys really don't realize how much that helps if you hit that like button. It lets the algorithm know that we're in the building, and it also gets the word out to other Giants fans that we're in the building. So whenever we start these live streams, please hit that like button if you like what you're seeing, of course. But with that being said, and again, I'll see you guys on Saturday night, late night Giants talk to preview the Eagles game once again. I can't wait to see you guys. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of their week, and we can vibe on the weekend and hopefully bring out the brooms on Sunday to sweep these Philadelphia Eagles. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.